starting with. And so I want to thank you to her for making time to make this possible. Okay, so Ms. Oluchi, the floor is yours.
Okay, hi. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today's conversation. And basically, we're just going to be talking about why it's good to be financially intelligent, right? I don't know, Mira, can you guys believe the conversation, or I just like go out the flow, right? Are you with me?
Okay, first of all, you briefly speak about it, and then we'll go into then ask questions. Yeah, so you know your financial.
Hello? Continue on A1 for 1.5 kilometers. Can you still stop talking? Let them know where I am. Security.
Okay. We're so sorry about that, guys. We're very sorry about that. So we're waiting for Miss Oluchi to join us again, back, and then we're going to begin. Okay, so it. Okay. So she's going to be joining us in a few seconds, and then we're going to begin. So we're sorry about the delay. Okay. So she just joined us back. So yes, ma, you can go ahead, ma.
Yeah, I got inked off. I just went off. So a few things before I got disconnected.
Okay, yeah. So I was saying that one of the reasons why we chose this topic was because I realized that you were a financial coach, and then you had to deal with a lot of people and teach a lot of people how to make their dreams come into reality. And then I believe everything has to do every vision has to do a lot with financial intelligence and finances. So, and I think it's very important for people to understand how financial intelligence really affects things. So, probably briefly speak about the topic, and then we ask questions.
Okay, yes. So one thing I feel like a lot of us would agree with is that, or for a fact, I know for a fact that a lot of us would agree with is that finances are a major part of our lives. Money has a very important role to play, in as much as would say that money is a bad master but a good servant. A good investment might not be good for everyone, like a good investment not be good for everyone. We will still just have to agree that money is important. Either ways you want to do it, either you want to put it through, money is actually a very important part of our lives. So why don't we pay attention this important part of our life? Why exactly are we not learning about this in school? Why do we only have to go through basic, secondary, university without having to learn about this important aspect of our lives? See, I feel like the about money is as good as you learning about it's that important, because at the end of the day we start becoming adults, even from being children, we get exposed to money, and then you're wondering what exactly happened to money. I think today as well, I still came across a post about somebody who was lamenting about how sweet money, and I'm like, no, you don't have to yourself up. It's something that everybody can learn. It's something that everybody should know about, right? So it is one aspect of our lives that we should take note of. And then this is where literacy, you're hearing finances. Oh my goodness, it sounds difficult. It looks like math. We tell ourselves a whole lot of things. The beautiful thing is we're not telling ourselves about easy. It's like we exchange money from time to time. We spend money. We make. So why are we not talking about managing money? Why are we not talking about how to tell your money exactly? Why exactly are we not talking about understanding ourselves? Because one thing I've come to see is that a lot of people don't even understand themselves when it comes to their money. Some people don't know that, oh, this is what triggers me. Whenever something like this happens, I will get sad, I will get happy, I probably will end up spending lots of money. But just this emotional person that doesn't want to see anybody. So how exactly can I help this person? How exactly can I get better with my money? Like it's very easy. But I think if you my friend was yesterday that you always say things are easy and then I'll put myself inside and it's difficult. But really, it's not it's not difficult. Because when you talk about financial literacy, your mindset helping you to visualize and helping you to know the right things to do for the remaining 80%. Because at the end of the day, if you tell yourself that managing money is hard, making money is hard, budgeting is hard, what then happens is that actually, it becomes very difficult. You're unable to find your way out of it, yeah? So why exactly would I want to be telling myself this thing is difficult when I can as well tell myself it's easy and find ways to tell my brain, okay, let's look for a solution, let's do solution oriented and get better with my finances, right? So financial literacy is one aspect of everybody's life that we all should take note of and we all should get exposed to. And then what else? Let me just run through what does it entail. It entails you being able to know where your money is coming from, meaning that you understand your income. It entails you being able to know where your money is going to, and then you being able to tell your money where it should go to. This is you understanding budgeting, and then you understanding. Apart from understanding budgeting, you understand. It tells you telling your money keep paying yours first, which is you being able to save some amount of money, and then you're like, okay, I'm done paying myself first. I think I'm good with gathering. Then what else can I do? You could actually then look at the aspect of you telling your money to go and more money, meaning that you are investing. So this is like let's say 2 minute overview of what financial literacy is. Fine. There's some other things you might want to take note of: understanding your person. Is it that you're at the point where you need to be making or you need to be spending less? These are the things that you need to take note of. Yeah. And then it pretty much is then you tailoring it to your particular self. So the you need to know is income, expenses, budgeting, saving, investing, protection, planning for retirement. These are like the basic of the basic things. Then you need to now apply all of these things I have just listed out to yourself. You now need to find out where exactly am I? What exactly can I do? How can I get better? Right? So this is like financial literacy through and through. So I'm sure you're with me, Miracle, yeah?
I am with you. Yes, 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 yes. I can hear you well, very well. Yes,
All right.
I can hear you very well. Yeah. So, there's some few questions that people wanted to ask you when they went through your profile,
All right.
and okay, some of the question they asked was, from the look of things, you're quite young because you said you're personal finance girl, and some of the questions they wanted to ask you was, what inspired you to think that you were capable of having to help people understand how to manage their finances?
Beautiful question. Very, in fact, even though that this is like one of the most frequent questions I've gotten, because when people see I hear my voice, like, I'm a small girl now, how do you even know all of these things? So let's start from the very beginning. So I started earning money in primary school. I started earning as early as primary 4, which was like, how do you start earning money in primary school? Well, I saw a need and I solved the problem and I earned from it. So now moving on to, okay, what has happened over time. So as far back 2015, when I was done with my OND, I was already working, I was good with saving, I thought life was sweet, and then I decided to go and invest. And guess what happened? I lost all of my money. I did very horrible investments. I lost all of my money, all of my life savings. So that's even the beginning of don't put all your eggs in one basket. When I was reading The Richest Man in Babylon, that made me realize that okay, I had made a horrible mistake. Yeah. So that one is number one, right? So after that, I picked myself up and I started learning from the books. I started reading articles, taking courses. They're not even a lot of courses, but then I started following thought leaders who were already doing this thing, which made a lot of sense. Yeah. So when I got to that point where okay, I was doing better for myself in another 1-2 years, I'd picked up myself, I was now earning more, I was now beginning to save again, build my savings, and then looking forward to investing again. From that time, family and friends realized that okay, this girl is good, and then it was my family and my friends that started asking me, okay, what should I do with my money? I have this, I have that. What should I do? Because I'm this person who, when I learn about something, I'm definitely going to be talking about it. Everybody needs to learn about it because why not? And this was how I eventually started teaching about personal finance. And the beautiful thing about that was I started with family and friends, and then in 2020, I went for a public speaking course, and that public speaking course, the take-home assignment was about something for a whole month, 30 whole days. I was talking about it was business finance I was interested in now. Okay, can you see me? Okay, yes. So there was business finance I was very, very passionate about. And because I'd already started earning from primary school now all the way, then I'd made mistake, I started earning more again. Can see the progression. But then I was like, no, these things are easy. Everybody does business, but nobody talked about what you should do with your money when you earn it, when you make it, when you're successful, right? So that was what now led to me talking about personal finance to the public. But from 2015 to 2020, everybody who knew me knew that I was good with money and wanted to find out why I was good and how I was able to manage my money as at that point in time. So that was where I started from. That was where your personal finance actually started from. Because after the exercise in 2020, I went ahead to open the Your Personal Finance Girl page in 2021 when I was able to measure the impact of that particular 1 month class. In fact, I had my first international client from that particular class who really was very interested in getting better with their finances. And I'm like, yes, let's go ahead and help more people get better. So yeah, I'm I'm young, but I have like a wealth of experience spanning over 8 years. So let's say from 2016, 17, that's how many years now? That's like 7 years. I'm trying to do the math, but it's not, it's becoming hazy. But yes, that's it. That's like the whole history.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Oluchukwu. Okay, so the other question is, so I have this idea. I have this idea that you can't really do so much without money. Like there's very little you could do with money, especially when it comes to bringing your dreams and your dreams to reality. Now, in your experience, what would you say about the fact that money has a lot to do with making your dreams come to pass? Now, do you think a lot in life that has to do with people's dream has a lot to do with money, or has a lot to do with the fact that people do not have ideas to actually cultivate? What do you think about that?
Okay, yes. So funny thing is, yeah, money plays a very instrumental part in a lot of things we want to do, especially when we think about achieving our goals, because you need to fund this thing. So let's say your dream is to become a philanthropist and pick up everybody that is on the road from the streets and get them clothed. You need money to be able to achieve this thing. Picking up people from the streets and getting them clothed is a fantastic dream. It is something that you're impacting life. You're For me, most of the time when I do good, I feel good. So it makes me want to do more good. I don't know how to explain it. So just imagine you're helping people, you're doing better, you're achieving this particular lifelong idea that has always lived in your head. You really might not be able to achieve that without money. So it means that at some point in time, you want to sit down, exactly do I achieve this particular dream of mine? So it means that I have to eventually start making some money. It means that, oh, I have to make money. So it means that eventually I have to manage whatever I have so that I can spread it across to every other thing I've ever thought about or I've ever had in my head. So yes, whether we like it or not, money is very instrumental when it comes to realizing our dreams. Money is very, very important, but it is not all of it. Yes, it is not. It is not alpha and omega, because once you, if you don't have the dream, even if you have the money, there's really not much you're going to do with it. So yes, it is important, but it is not everything.
Wow, wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the other question that I want to ask is, how do people, balance? I don't want to use the word emotional blackmailing, but how do people balance this, the religious aspect of wanting to help the needy, and at the same time, balancing their ability to be balanced. So balance in a way that, okay, I know the Bible says or the Quran says I should do this, but at the same time, I'm not so bold when it comes to giving. But at the same time, I'm obligated as a Christian or Muslim to give. How do people really balance that without having to feel guilty or without having to feel like they're not doing what they believe that their religion is telling them to do?
Okay, so this particular question is a very good one because it goes in different ways. So let's talk about I'm a Christian, so I'm going to talk about the Bible. There's a part of the Bible that tells you that 10th of your income, whatever you receive, you have to give it back to God as you showing gratitude and obeying that commandment. Yeah. So if that is the case, so if you're now trying to now say, oh, I don't want to do that particular one that is already spelled out in our rule book, in our manual, then probably I want to check you, because are you sure you want to really do this, or you want to only do it when it's convenient? That's one aspect. So I'm sure probably there might be something written in the Quran or in other faiths too that talks about how there's a particular thing you have to give back to your maker, to your creator. But I'm going to just stick to Christian part because that's one I've always known and I practice. Yeah. So now that we know that, okay, for Christianity, this is what you get. We're not talking about emotional blackmail of you being able to give and not being able to give. Then we will now come to the part where you have to look at your figures. So I, for one, I'm someone who I love to give. You see, as I'm saying that helping people makes me happy. But then there's also that boundary where people try to cross, where they try to emotionally blackmail you, like, oh, I need this thing. If you don't help me, my life is not going to be okay, yada, yada, yada. But then there's this saying that I go by, that a one-eyed man in the country of the blind is the king, right? But there's also that other thing that talks about how if there's only one rich person in the whole entire community, then everybody would eventually be poor, because what then happens is that they will lash off you, and then you're unable to grow that because you're always trying to help everybody, and before you know, you're broke again. So before you even start thinking about, oh, they want to emotionally blackmail me, or they don't want to emotionally blackmail me, you have to think about your growth. So if at some point in time that you are eventually having to give so much and you're not able to find a balance, probably at the end of the day you are giving 70% of your income, then you have to struggle with 30% of your income to pay your tithe if you're a Christian, feed your family, take yourself out, do all of that. It means that there's something fundamentally wrong in this particular scenario, because you have to prioritize you being able to grow, you being able to earn more, so that at the end of the day, this good you want to do, these people that are telling you that you should come and give them money, you are able to help them, because you are at 100 and you want to get to 1 million, and at that 100 you're unable to keep, or you're unable to grow more than that 100. At the end of the day, you'll be reduced to 10 or 0, and you're not able to even help yourself or help other people, because people that you are trying to help, eventually they're going to abandon you when things go south, because they're only there for the good part. So at that point in time, you have to apply discipline to be able to say no when you need to say no, and to be able to help when you need, when you need to help, so that at the eventually you're not being leashed on, and then you are growing and you're able to expand your coach to help event at the end of the day. Let me not use the word overflog the word. Eventually you're able to grow, right? So there's the emotional blackmail part. Yes, it is evident, but you need to learn how to say no when it's time to say no, so you don't end up becoming the rich man in the community that would eventually now become poor and not be able to help everybody else, and everybody else will leave you and go and live their life.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Oluchukwu. Okay, so we have the last question, but before the last question, this is what I want to say. In summary, what would you say to people about artificial intelligence and how it affects their dreams
Come
and whatever they
again.
want to
In
achieve?
summary, I didn't hear you.
So I said, in summary, what would you tell people about how financial intelligence or financial literacy affects their dreams,
Okay,
and
so
how serious should they take that?
okay, thank you. Okay, so financial intelligence, from my point of how I've seen it played out the last couple of years of me being in the personal finance space, it is non-negotiable. It is actually non-negotiable. If you know that, oh, one day you want to become Elon Musk, or you want to become TA, or you want to become chess person in the whole wide world, you need to be financially intelligent. You need to be able to know when to be making more money. You need to be able to know when to be spending less money. You need to know when to be spending more. You need to know when to be investing. You need to know all of these things. Like it's not negotiable. Financial intelligence, in terms of you achieving your dreams and you be that the bestest version of yourself, you need to have it. So it means that you have to in yourself, you have to invest in your growth, you have to invest in answering questions, you have to invest in disciplining yourself. I don't even know how to even reward that. You need to in you getting more intelligent, more disciplined, more be able to make the best decisions for yourself. So it's very important. Okay, please give me a minute. It's very important that you take this into consideration. It's very important that you making the best. Okay, okay, hold on, please. Can you hear me? I think I'm muted. Okay, I'm waiting for you to confirm if you can hear me, because I think I just muted.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So, like I
So,
said, and
yeah.
like I began at the beginning when I started, I talked about how half the time for you to be able to achieve your dream, you really need a sprinkle. So you don't eventually, I think yesterday I was on social media and I saw something about how this particular parrot begged somebody for a bread and then converted that bread into a money making. So how did the process go? You might not, you don't necessarily need a lot of money to achieve your dream, but you still need something. So he got a piece of bread from this human. The bird got a piece of bread from this human, and he took that piece of bread and went to go and give it to somebody else that needed it and exchanged it for another item, and picked that same item from the first person he collected it from, and then he exchanged that new item to another person. I think that bird was on the tree and needed to come down. So after collecting the rope, he knitted something and he gave it to somebody else. The person gave him a ladder. He collected that ladder, collected money from the person who gave him ladder, and took it to somebody else and converted that from the person he got. He helped get down from the ladder, took that money, and I think he got lemons or something like that. The next thing, he moved again. And by the end of the day, that guy who gave him bread was eating bread. For him, he was already printing money. Like he already had this factory that was bringing him money. So that is another angle I want you to take note of in terms of you being able to achieve your dreams, even though you might just need tiny amount of money to get started. But either ways, you still need something of you to get started. So your financial intelligence is largely linked to you being able to achieve your goals, because not all goals does not require money, and especially those that require money, you need to be able to manage what comes in. When you make that money, when you get that 95, when you get that perfect business, you need to be able to multiply that. You need to be able to get of comfort. You need to be able to buy those things that you need. If it's you want to become a philanthropist, you need to be able to give people more. Like, it's a whole web that, because you're financially intelligent, you're thinking about how can I solve problem, how can I be more valuable, how can I get people to give me their money, so that when they give me their money, I'm able to go and achieve all of my dreams I've always wanted in my life, right? So this is like the direct linkage that you will want to see how financial intelligence eventually to achieve those dreams, those goals that you've always wanted to. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we've almost come to the end of the section, but while you were talking, a question popped up, and I think probably we'll just use a minute to answer that. And so
Okay.
the question is, now, when you say financial intelligence, can an individual have the ability to actually understand how other people can make financial decision on their behalf? So it means that, do we have to restrict financial intelligence solely to the individual making it, or also an individual's ability to make decisions to choose people that would head over their finances for them? So is it possible for individuals to have the ability to choose who actually has control over their finances, or it always has to be the individual having to make a decision how to actually make the finances right?
Okay, so yeah, people can eventually get trained and can be able to help other people make financially intelligent question. That is why you have financial planners. That's why you have financial advisors. That's why you have wealth managers. These people are trained to help other people make better decisions. And then that's why you have financial educators like myself who go ahead to basically teach people how to get better with their finances. So you might not exactly have everything all sorted up in your head, but by the time you learn, or you have a personalized lesson of this is what you should do, this is what you should do, over the next couple of months, over the next couple of years, you're able to make more informed decisions, which is absolutely important, because that is you now applying your financial intelligence to yourself. That is you applying your financial intelligence to your life. So yes, it's possible for other people to be able to help other people, help other people get financially intelligence. And yes, yeah, that is it. It is possible.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. So this question we'll let you go is, there are two questions in one, and the question is, what advice would you give to young people, especially the fact that you're also young, but you've had experience over the years? And then the other is, in your own experience in life so far, what would you say leadership is?
What will I say? What?
Leadership is like, what's your definition of leadership based on your experience and your exposure? What do you
Okay,
think
so
leadership
I'll
means to you?
I'll just say as simple as possible. Leadership is being able to lead. Fine, it's me repeating the same word, but you be able to people what to do next. Show them the next step. Help them to achieve their goals. Help them to get things done. So in different aspects, we all have leaders. You have your parents who are the leaders of the house. You have like your boss who is the leader of your department at work. You have your HOD who is the leader of the department at church. This person's work is just to help you get to the next point, to help you to make that right decision, the informed decision that will move you to the next step, move you to the next. So that is what leadership is, being able to help people move from point A to point B and being able to literally direct them. That is what it is. That is what it entails.
Thank you so much, Miss Oluchukwu. I'm really grateful, and I want to say thank you for everyone who's joined us in on Facebook and Instagram. And so the studio doesn't allow people to, Zero Ryan doesn't allow people to thank you here, but on social media and all that, I could say that. So you have to say
All
thank you
right.
to her. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Miss Oluchukwu, for accepting this. And sorry for the delay as well too. Thank you so much.
That's fine.
Okay. Everyone, thank you very much for joining
And
Ending the
so at
Live
this point,
now.
I'm just going to add this apology. Like I was literally en route throughout, so I'm sorry for the noise, the honking, and yada yada yada. Don't worry, next time if we ever have another conversation, I'm going to make sure that my environment is as quiet as possible. But we almost missed up the session, so
No
yeah, thank
problem.
you so much for listening, and I do hope you picked up
Thank you
one
so
or
much.
two things, right? For those that are
Yeah.
listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you can also reach out to Miss Oluchukwu if you need to, manage your finances. I think I'm probably going to have a personal coach too as well too. So thank you everyone for joining. Bye.
Yeah, have a beautiful day.